Yes guys, how you doing? Andy Carter here. Welcome down to Carter's Golf. Today's video, how to play golf. Very simply described as to how the video is going to go ahead, but I think it's very difficult to actually understand how to play golf. We get ourselves into many different situations. We miss the fairway, we hit it in fairway bunkers, we hit it in rough, we hit it in the kind of shrubbery off the side of the rough, we miss greens, we short side ourselves. This vlog is all about how you get out of those situations, how we get some damage limitation. Don't let a bad drive turn into a double or a triple bogey. Don't let a missed green turn into a double or a triple bogey. Try and get yourselves out of trouble when you're out of position. Okay, so we're going to be talking through technique for these shots, how we play, because it's not always just that straightforward feet shoulder width apart, ball position in the center. That doesn't always occur. We're not always lucky enough to be able to do that. So this video, how to play golf and how to play golf well. I'm not gonna lie, this could be the easiest vlog I've ever filmed. Try and miss the fairway. Okay. It's the recovery shot. The next is gonna be tricky. Right, we're gonna hit this. Right, okay. Down the left, into that garbage down the left. Oh, I've pured it. Best shot of the year. Just a bit down the left, into the trees. Into the trees, let's go deal with that. Right guys, so issue number one, we are in the pine needles, or the wood chippings, or whatever you want to call them. They are actually wood chippings, not pine needles. This is very similar to playing a fairway bunker shot. So just missed the rough, which is unfortunate. Awkward little lie. I can move a couple of little wood chippings out of the way, just so they're not impeding the ball, my club onto the ball too much. Right, what we need to try and do, first thing I'm going to do is club up. So I'm 125 yards away, which for me is a normal gap wedge. I've got up to a pitching wedge. I'm going to try and make sure I get the ball positioned into the center of the stance. I'm going to try and make sure the lower body gets forwards of the ball and make sure my hands stay ahead of the ball. Any slight miss hit on this and I'm going to catch it really, really fat. So this is a massive importance now on ball striking. And to be fair, that's something they're going to say all the way through. When you get in these awkward situations, ball striking is absolutely paramount. So I've got a little bit more weight into that left side, forwards, hands on the inside of the left thigh. Into wind as well. Just pulled it a little bit, just left of the green. And now I'm absolutely covered in dust. Good start. All right, so to be fair, I thought I pulled it left of the green. I haven't. I've hit a decent shot. Got a good distance on it. So I've obviously hit it 3/4 of the distance I would normally, or 3/4 power. Just hit a little push. Got to be wary of that on your strike. But we've got to put for birdie. So after the tee shot that could have caused me a bit of trouble with by not getting the quality of strike, I've actually got a birdie push, an outside chance. Let's put. Decent for speed. Thought it was going to break a bit more. It didn't. So we're in for par. All right, so ironically, I normally hit a bad shot on this, so I shouldn't be too much of a worry today. So there's par 5, long par 5 downwind. So normally looking at this as a potential birdie opportunity. However, we've got jungle left and right. So if we miss the fairway, we're in trouble. Not the most difficult tee shot in the world. So we're gonna get this one away, see where we get to, and we might look at just short siding it in and around the green. But remember guys, this is a vlog all about not trying to play the best golf. I'm just going to try and put myself in some awkward situations, and we're going to talk about how to get out of those situations. So I might hit some good shots in there as well. Like that. Oh, ripped it. Got a new little swing thought I found yesterday on the range, and it's working. Enjoyable. Right, so actually, although I've hit the middle of the fairway, we're on an awkward lie. We've got the ball below the feet, so I've got a long iron in hand. So golfers, the ball below the feet means the ball is generally going to shape away from you. So for a right-handed golfer, it's going to move off with a slice from left to right. So we need to be able to make ourselves level with the slope. Okay, that's the one thing I always try and do. If I take my normal posture and setup, my club's hovering. So what I want to see from golfers here, just a little bit more of a squat into the hips and a little bit lower into the knees as well, okay? Also, you can get away with holding the club up a little bit higher if you can. You want to try and counteract the slope with setup and hold of the club. So then we don't want to change too much of the club. Now, one of the things you have to be careful is when the ball is below your feet like so, that when we come through, we don't leave the face open. We've got to make sure we get that full rotation through the shot, full commitment into the shot. And obviously the most important thing is the quality of the strike. So I am going to aim left side of the green for a little fade. So ball's below my feet. I've got a little bit lower in my stance, a little bit lower in my posture, a little bit higher on the club to counteract it. I've hit that amazing. It's just trying to turn a little bit from left to right. Oh, hit it over the back. Whoa, muscles. Have some of that. All right, it's quite hard to be critical of myself here because I'm actually not too worried at the moment about missing greens, missing fairways, because I'm trying to show you how to play some of the different types of shots that we are faced on the golf course. So third shot here into the par 5 for me. I've got a slight downhill. I'm coming out of the rough, but it's an unbelievable lie. Probably get a driver on that if I was in the middle of the fairway, or not. Downhill towards the flag. Nothing really in my way. So I've got a 50 or a 54. 54 means I'm gonna have to fly it a little bit longer, but 50 means I'm gonna have to land it on the slope. So the decisions here now come right down to personal preference. I'm actually gonna go with a 50. I don't really use this club. I don't really use this shot enough, to be honest. I grew up on this shot. I used to be obsessed with my 52 around the green. Now I very rarely use it. So I'm gonna try and get myself back into using it a bit more. So what I'm gonna do, I want the ball to kind of release. I'm gonna land it quite early, gonna let it release and roll down the slope. So how I'm gonna do that with setup is just get the ball position a little bit back, just slightly back of center, hands in line with the left thigh. So it just comes out a little slightly lower trajectory, and then when it lands, it will run. Quality strike, it will have a little bit of check still, so I don't really want it to check up too much. Get my shoulders aligned correctly, get the weights kind of into that left side. Even when I turn now, making sure the weight doesn't fall to the right foot, making sure it stays around that left side. So I'm gonna pick my spot, usually looking around about halfway, and let it go. Sit there, a little bit of check, braking, oh, nearly made eagle. Right, we've got a little birdie chance, really nice chip that, so it's a shot that I don't play enough of, to be honest. Nice little strike with the 50 degree, kind of came out low. A couple of first bounces are quite strong, and then a little bit of checking into a kind of a light release, taking the break as well on its way down. So that was actually really nice. Okay, let's see if we can convert. Not really hit a bad shot on this, but we've had a couple of awkward little situations that we've had to try and contend with. This is also one of them for me. So right lip, keep looking, 3 or 4 looks as before I hit the shot. And in we go for birdie. We're 1 under par. So no real difficult shots to play, but I did have to adjust a little bit on my second shot with the ball below my feet. Had to adjust a little bit with the third shot in terms of how we're going to execute it. So both of those shots straight away, they're not your conventional 4-iron and long iron shots and your conventional chip shot. We've had to adapt a little bit to the circumstance, and that's something we've got to do a lot in a round of golf. All right, so far so good then. We've got to have a couple of tricky little predicaments, find ourselves 1 under. So I think that is a kind of a way of justifying the importance of some of these difficult little shots we play. So third hole, tricky one. I'm in to win, and there's a bunker in the middle of the fairway, so wouldn't mind if I find that so we can talk through the fairway bunker shots. Otherwise, very tricky green to hit, so we might see where we end up with around the green. Oh, I've toe hooked it, that could go in the bunker. Is it moving left of it? Yeah, splash of sand. Right, you're about to see a fairway bunker shot. Right guys, so I think this is a perfect case in point now. I'm in a fairway bunker, very close to the lip as well, so I definitely cannot reach the green from here, so I'm gonna have to lay up. Now we're on damage limitation, and when I lay up, I'm still looking to try and get up and down for the par, but I also don't want to miss my third shot. My third shot cannot miss the green, so my layup here is quite important. I do want to try and get quite close to the green. My third shot cannot miss the green, otherwise we're looking at double bogey. Okay, not a great lie, so I'm gonna have to drop right down to sandwich, lips in my way as well. I do want to hit the ball, but I don't want to hit it too full ball because I really don't want to hit this lip. 70 yards to the next bunker, so my goal is obviously get this around about 55 to 60 yards, sorry, and then go from there. I can go left of the bunker anyway, but I've got to make sure I get the quality of the strike on this. So one of the things I'm going to try and do with this, I'm going to put the ball position ever so slightly further forward in my stance. Never play it too far back, because too far back is encouraging an angle of attack that's too steep, and we go too deep into the ground. That's what we don't want to do. We want to just pick the ball off the top of the surface. So I'm going to make sure I get the lower body clearing through. Ball position just slightly forward. Sometimes gives me a bit of extra height as well, which is not going to be too problematic with this shot. So I want height, which is good. Oh, I got covered in sand again. I've pured it 70 yards. Thankfully, I've gone left of the bunker. I am covered in sand. 50 degrees, full of sweat, covered in sand. First hole got covered in dust. Disgusting. Oh, the things we do. Oh, stay in, I didn't even bring a towel. Right, I feel horrendous now. Okay, 65 yards. I've got to get up and down for birdie now. We're under a bit of pressure. Wind's into the face, hence why all the sand came at me on the last shot. 65 yards. We've actually got the 54 degree out again. Into wind, good ball, good club, receptive greens. I can be aggressive here. I can get this going, literally flying at 65 yards and it will stop dead. So, got to get the quality of strike. So how are we going to hit this shot? It's not a full shot. How do we go through hitting half a sandwich? Clubbing behind the ball first, grip, ball position just ever so slightly forward of center again. Really want to focus on making sure the lower body clears through the shot. We don't want to just dig the arms down. We're going to make sure the lower body clears. You get into a nice high follow through position as well. Never want to see someone just dig down with the shoulders. We do want to hit down on the ball. We are hitting down on the ball, but we're going to make sure we get that rotation with the lower body. That's how we're going to make good contact on the ball. Like that. Be the one. Oh. Stop. How's that rolling? Let's go and look at that pitch mark. I literally thought I'd slam dunked it. Just rolled past though. Right, it's unfortunate. Pitch mark's just here. So it was bang on line, just a yard too far. Pitched at 66 yards. Very surprised about the stop actually. I was really expecting that to stop dead. So that's a bit frustrating. Slight maybe misread on my part, thinking it was going to stop dead, but anyway, we've still got this for par, so not ideal. Certainly don't want to be making bogeys, but that third shot still wasn't easy. 65 yard shot. How many times can you say from 65 yards you will hit the green 100% of the time? If it's even 9 out of 10 times, that one time you've missed will probably lead to double bogey. So we're trying to get rid of those stupid unforced errors, and 65 yards, as hard as a golf shot it is still an unforced error in my book. So we're still going to try and make sure we can try and make the par, but bogey is going to be worst case scenario. Even after a poor drive into a fairway bunker, bogey is still the worst case scenario. Oh. I've actually had to move the camera because I've overhit this putt massively. Now I've got this for bogey. Now we are absolutely under the cosh. First putt, I think, was obviously the right line, just hit it a bit too firm. Right, little 4-footer for bogey now. Pushed it into the lip. Okay, I got lucky, but guys, comment below how many of you were making double or triple from that situation. Not getting out of the bunker in first time or missing the green with that third shot. Very, very easy to make a double from that situation. I've nearly made double just because my first putt was a little bit too aggressive down the hill. Misread it, kind of got the wrong pace for it, so I nearly made double that way. Managed to actually save a bogey in the end, in fact. So many tricky little shots along the way of making that bogey that could have easily been a lot worse. So guys, comment below, does that happen to you? My camera says it's overheating, so we're going to try and get through one more hole, see how we get to. Not gonna lie guys, camera's overheating. I'm struggling as well. It's 54 degrees today. And to make it worse, I've sanded myself twice. It's really hot. All right, so both me and the camera have had a bit of time to cool down after the first 3 holes. Now, this is gonna be one of my awkward shots we're gonna talk about. I had a guy yesterday come in for a lesson. He was really struggling off the tee as well with an iron. So even just the fact that he struggled okay off the fairway, he struggled with the iron. So psychologically, a lot of golfers don't use tees. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, golf's just said, like, we'll make it a little bit easier for you on a par 3 when you use an iron, use a tee. Get it done, get a tee on there, find a way to do it. All right, so tee the ball up really, really low if you have to, but even when you catch it a little bit thin, then it's still gonna fly because it's on the tee. Now, this shot in particular, I've got 211 yards, par 3, into the wind. So I'm gonna take one extra club, I'm gonna talk about how to hit that punch shot. Right, so one of the first things I do is club up. So 211 yards for me would be a pretty strong 5-iron. So I've moved it up to a 4-iron. So I've got the flag is right at the very back of the green. So if I do leave this a little bit short, it's absolutely fine. One thing I don't want to do is go over the back, okay? So for me, the jump from a 5 to a 4, otherwise it would have been a 2, and that's just going to go way too far. So I don't mind if I don't quite reach the distance, and I'm going to be on the green. Now, I am surrounded by bunkers as well. Not here, on the green. So we've got to make sure that we get the setup right. So how we're going to do this, 4-iron. I'm going to put it just slightly back of where I normally would do, so forward of centre, back of normal. I'm going to slide my left hip over my left foot, but I'm going to keep my head in behind the ball. So as I come back into impact, I want to see that position now. I want to see the hands ahead of the ball, head behind the ball, lower body driving through. It's going to help me hit the ball nice and sweet, and also a little bit more penetrating on the flight. Oh, like that. That's absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. Oh, I've overhit it into the back bunker. Oh God. Right, so as you can see, not the easiest shot in the world, is it? Now, I'm quite lucky that I'm probably far enough over this way that the lip's not too big. However, off the tee, 211 yards into wind with a 4-iron. I'm not expecting to overhit it by that much. I was talking about leaving it short of the flag. So yeah, I mean, I've hit it absolutely incredible, to be honest. So obviously I've just misclubbed myself really. I wasn't really overly aggressive or anything like that. Just a really, really good strike. And I've just not expected it to go so far. I'm going to say the wind died as well. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the ball up nice and high. I'm not going to play that kind of generic bunker shot on this because I don't want the ball to come out too low. I don't want the ball to roll forwards too much either. So what I'm going to do to set up with, first of all, is make sure that ball position's right on the inside of my left heel. I'm going to make sure my left knee, my weight's over that left side. And I'm going to make sure my left foot's really flared open so I can work and rotate through impact as I'm hitting it. I am going to open the club face a tiny, tiny bit. So important to note as well, when you do open a club face, oh, fly in my mouth. When you do open the club face, it only opens a little bit. So if you're pointing up to 12, it's going to point round to 1 o'clock. So it's a very minimal amount. What I try and do on this sort of particular shot is I allow the club face to kind of open up a little bit more on the way back. So I allow my wrist to cup ever so slightly. If you see any of my slice videos, you'll know that when we get a cupped position with the club, with the wrist angle, then it opens the club face. Now on this, obviously I don't mind doing that, so I'm going to be doing it on purpose. But we are taking the difficulty level of the shot up a notch. But I'm also doing that to make sure I can get this ball in nice and close. If you're a higher handicap golfer, you've got a bit of a backstop in behind the flag there. So I would kind of I would just try and encourage you to put the ball position slightly further forward in the stance, and then really just not bother opening the club face. Just allow the natural loft of the club face to work its magic. All right, so ball positions forward, left knee. I'm going to open the club face. I'm going to get the feeling like the swing is going to be a little bit more. I always feel like I'm like lifting it over my right shoulder to get it steeper and more open as I do this. I don't need to hit a full shot though. Loads of height, loads of rip, sip. Not bad, finished about 4 feet away. So I always try and feel as well as you come through. I release the club down into the sand. and I almost kind of release the club back up. So I almost get the sand coming back to me in this sort of direction. So it's almost a bit more handsy, allowing more loft on the club face to get a little bit more height. But like I say, if you just want to play this as a normal shot, ball position forward, weight forward, just swing it shorter than the length of swing I swung it, and keep the follow through. Make sure you get the follow through the shot. You have to get the decent strike. We just want to get this ball out. Worst case scenario, we're 2-putting for bogey. Best case, if we're going to be a little bit more cute with the shot, we have got a chance of saving par. Oh, right, guys, I think we're going to have to leave the vlog there. I'm afraid the camera is overheating. Apparently, you can't stand the heat, you know. Weak camera. So let's finish this off for par, shall we? Level par finish for the 4 holes. Or not. Damn it. I'm rushing that just in case the camera dies, you know. I just wanted to, I'm professional. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. How to play golf is massively important. Missing fairways, missing greens, going into bunkers, fairway bunkers, wood chippers. I feel like I've covered pretty much every slot. We've even got every shot. We've even got a sloping lie on there for you to kind of ponder over as well, in terms of whether you get the ball above your feet or in a slightly different position, how you can adapt your setup and your posture to almost try and make that slope a little bit more neutral. We've gone for the high bunker shot, we've had a fairway bunker shot, one off the wood chip. It's been a tricky one, to be fair, so not too bad rounding one over. That was a pretty disappointing putt to end it with, but I apologise. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button. But from a very, very sweaty, very hot Dubai, it's time to go in. Time to get a shower, full of sand. I'm out. Wait. We can't leave on that putt. Oh, come on. Right, not going anywhere. Nope, no, you're staying. Not going anywhere, son. Oh my God. What? You are kidding me, right? How many times have I missed this putt now? Get in. See you in a bit.